It's time for Robotics Roundup. It's brought to you by our friends at Lake Michigan College, AEP Cook Nuclear Plant, and Berrien Springs Public Schools. With me today, I've got Team 4237, Team Lancebot from Lakeshore Public Schools. Very excited to be talking with a few members of the team. We've got Owen, Logan, Riley, and Cole. Good to have you guys.
Nice to be here.
Thank you.
You guys have been having a lot of fun so far, I'm sure, with your robotics season. And you've been picking up some hardware along the way, which is really cool. But as the season started, you guys picked up hardware, and that was all the pieces and things at the kickoff event. And then you guys go back, put all the stuff together to create whatever robot you think you can be successful in your competition. And this year was Crescendo, and I've had a chance to see the competition in action, and it's been really, really cool. But I want to go down the line and learn a little bit more about you guys. Owen, tell me a little bit about yourself. What grade you in, and what kind of fun stuff do you get to do on the team?
So I'm a junior, and will be my third year on the team. So I am one of the lead programmers on the team. So I'm writing parts of the code for the robot that actually tell the different components to do what they need to do to function. So some of the aspects that I've programmed this year are our shooting mechanism, which allows us to shoot rings into the speaker and the amp. And on top of being a programmer, I am also this year's driver. So I'm the one driving the robot around the field, picking up the notes, and doing a lot of those fun stuff.
Yeah, and that shooting the rings, that's a pretty important thing because that's how you're really scoring some points, right?
That's the majority of the points throughout this game. So I'd say it's probably about 80% of the whole game itself.
Wow, so pretty important job, and they leave it up to somebody that's been doing it for a number of years. Have you had different jobs throughout the years that you've been on the team?
I've always been on the programming side of stuff, but different years I've done different aspects. So last year I worked more on our autonomous, which is the stage of the game where the robot is controlled by itself. So last year that was my main objective, and then as a freshman I was kind of just doing bits and pieces of stuff here and there, just learning all the different mechanisms and how to code a functioning robot, really. Yeah.
That's really cool. And you're learning so much. Are you gonna do programming of some kind in your next career?
Most likely. I'm planning right now to go to University of Michigan to study robotics or computer science. So.
Very cool. Next up, Logan's on the team. What do you do, Logan?
I am also on the software team. My main priority this season, I helped program the intake. So that's how we're actually picking up the game pieces from the ground. And I also helped with shooting the rings into where we need to score. On top of that, I'm also the operator. So when he's driving the robot, I am helping, tell him where to go, where to shoot from, and actually shooting the rings. So yeah.
That's cool. And how long have you been doing it?
This is my second year. I am a sophomore.
Very awesome. And you've been having a lot of fun on this team and working with all these guys. I mean, these are just a few of your teammates, but you've been having a lot of fun?
Yeah, I really enjoy it. We spend a lot of time together, because a lot of the time that we spend here, it's a lot of time and effort that goes into this team. And so you get to know these people really well, and they've become some of my best friends for sure.
That's awesome. Next up, that's part of this team is Riley. Tell me a little bit more about what you do during the competitions.
Yeah, so I'm a sophomore. This is my second year on the team. Before the competition, I'm on the build team. So what really I did most proud of this year was I helped build the intake. We went through 4 different mechanisms to build the intake. So that was a lot of work, but we figured out our best version of it. So yeah, and then during competition day, I'm the human player, which means if I stand at the amp, I get to throw the last 3 rings, and I get to amplify it during the competition. But if I'm at the source, then I'm feeding the notes into our robot.
Awesome. And last on this group of people that are on the team, I have Cole. What do you do on the team?
I'm the build team lead. I've been on the team for 2 years. I'm a sophomore. This year, I also was given the opportunity to help with the design. So I designed our shooter. And then during the build season, I was working on putting it all together, getting it on the robot. And as the lead, just kind of making sure we're all putting everything together and it's working. And then at a competition, I'm the technician. So I go out with the drive team here on the field and just kind of get it set up for the game, put the mechanisms in the right spot and get a new battery.
Now, you mentioned the Go team. What is the Go team?
The drive team. Sorry.
The drive team. Okay. Yeah. So, no, that's really cool. And I mean, and throughout this, no matter what your role is throughout the process, whether it's building and, working on these mechanisms, all of you, including your other team members that aren't joining us, are all trying to solve the problem. So if you you're in the competition and something maybe not aligned right or something not working right, how do you guys all kind of come together and solve those problems?
I would say the way that we typically solve them is, so if we know something isn't working during a match, we'll try to play more cautionary during the match to make sure nothing breaks any further. So during St. Joe, something like this happened with our climb, where one of our belts ended up slipping and our climb became misaligned. So we went back to our pits, which is where all our tools are held. So then we let Build look at the problem, figure out where the issue was, and then they quickly resolved the issue, put the climb back in its correct position, and redid the chain to make sure it's all safe for that. And then once Build is all good with their reinspection, programming will come in and then just double test the climb itself to make sure it's working how we need it to be working in actual matches. So that's the typical process.
Now, I notice behind you guys, you all kind of seem to be moving out of the way because you really are showing it off, and you should be, because it's a pretty big deal, is a big blue banner. What is the blue banner? What does that signify?
So whenever you win a competition, you're awarded with a blue banner. And so for our team, we've been a team for roughly 13 years at this point, and this is the first time we've ever gotten a blue banner. So that was definitely a huge thing for all of us. We're all super proud that we were able to be, a part of this team that was able to win our first competition.
That's fantastic. And then you guys also got an award at the St. Joe competition for team sustainability. What does that mean? I mean, sustainability as in you guys were able to reuse parts, or what does that mean?
So the stability award sustainability award is given to a team who's just using practices that will get us ready for next year and years to come. So our membership last year was in the 20s, and I believe we're in the higher 30s now. It's also a large chunk of it goes to our marketing team. They have done fundraisers, gained sponsorships a lot this year, and to a point this is the most we've gained in a year. So it's these practices that the St. Joe competition recognized, and we were given an award for.
That's awesome. And then you guys have some still more work to do as you guys continue this competition season. Your state competition is coming up first part of April. What are you guys doing between now and then?
So right now, the main issues are just fixing the robot. So after the St. Joe competition, it definitely had its bends and bruises and stuff like that. So that was the main issue. So we're getting all those kinks sorted out. And then our next plan is keep automating our current match process. So helping line up for the different aspects of the game, whether that be the speaker or the amp, just helping smooth the process of us being able to get notes and then score them in one of the two positions.
Fantastic. It's Robotics Roundup. It's Team 4237, Team Lancebot, that's getting ready for their state competition coming up in April. So this is really exciting to see you guys be successful. And the coolest part is to see the team continue to grow, and more kids that are wanting to get into it are joining the team, which is really awesome. Shout outs for you guys. Anybody you'd like to shout out to thank you for thank for doing some great stuff, maybe a sponsor or your parents allowing you to guys to take all this time away from home to be a part of the team?
I want to give a big shout out to Mr. Smith and Mr. Woodard. They're our head mentors. They devote a lot of time to robotics. They teach us a lot of good things to help us in our future, and they're really great dudes. So awesome to be around, and they're very smart. They help us, and we wouldn't be where we are without them.
Awesome. Anybody else?
Just thank you to all our mentors. So we definitely get a lot of newer sponsors. Yeah.
Sponsors.
Yeah, new sponsors. We gained a lot new sponsors this year, and those will definitely help us be able to achieve where we are currently. So being able to afford going to states and then hopefully worlds later on, a couple weeks after states, which will be definitely nice.
Awesome. And how far do you have to place in order to qualify for worlds?
It's different every year. It's basically what ends up it being is the top 60 teams go to worlds, but that's across 4 different fields. So it's different every year. So, but for our field, out of 40 teams, we roughly have to place in the top 15.
Okay. Well, exciting. Any other final words, shout outs, or anything like that from you guys?
That's about it for us.
All right, perfect. You guys got to get back to work anyway to work on this
Oh, yeah.
school and all that stuff. But thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time to tell me about the great stuff that you guys are doing with Team Lancebon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Robotics Roundup, it's brought to you by Lake Michigan College, AEP Cook Nuclear Plant, and Berrien Springs Public Schools. You want to see more interviews and more conversations, check it all out at WSJ.